I call this one, COVID Kills Football. I want to encourage you to read. My husband has an article today at American Thinker, and it's about COVID and football. And I just want to say, we've been talking about COVID so much and how COVID is shut, especially if we get a President Biden, we're going to have mask mandates, we're going to have shutdowns, we're going to have, and I've been learning so much more about the vaccines and what they will be all about, which I will have to save for another day. But there is so much repression of your freedom in America right around the corner. And maybe one little bit of that, maybe one way the average Joe American who doesn't pay attention very much to politics is going to wake up and realize how much COVID has politicized America is when we finally realize that college football and NFL and basketball and college and the NBA is all shut down because to keep us safe. As you heard from our guest, Dr. Piper, earlier in the show, the government has no power to take away your freedom in order to keep you safe and healthy. Zero, zip, nada. But so far, Americans have been unable to push back. We have had Americans surrendering our freedom. We have the left happy to seize and take away your freedom. They are planning on it if the Biden gets his way and becomes the next president. They're planning on taking away your freedom. Just maybe what COVID will do to football will wake up a new segment of the American population, a new segment of the American people who are saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Football cannot be gone forever. We're not going to give up football for the rest of time in America because of a disease that has a 99.9% curability rate and has plenty of available therapies. Maybe it'll help people wake up. I had a little clip I sent to Matt the Wonderful yesterday, and this is just a little example of, this is related to COVID and football. This is a player on the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, who put a little video out in a tweet yesterday. He got a call telling him he tested positive for COVID. He had a great response. Why don't we quick play that?
All right, so I just want to be clear. I do not have COVID, and I get tested every single day for my work. I just got a call from the Nevada Health Department saying that I tested positive for COVID. The Nevada Health Department receives every single COVID test, positive or negative. They receive the results. And obviously, my organization would have been the ones to know if I had received a positive test before this organization, the Nevada Health Department. When I told them that I get tested every single day for my work and that they would have known prior, and I told them that I played for the Raiders, they began to feel all flustered and realized that they got caught in a lie. When they got caught in a lie, they told me to ignore the phone call, to act like they never called, and to pretend that this never happened. To me, this is 1,000 a political stunt, and they're trying to. And just so we're clear, when I called them out for this, saying that it was a lie, they told me they said, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. You actually didn't test positive. All of your tests are negative. So to me, that's telling me, I already knew, but this is telling me everything right now, that they're calling folks who probably haven't tested positive or haven't even tested at all and are telling them that they have positive tests. So to me, I'm beyond frustrated. I can't believe this. I believe it's a stunt to try to shut the country back down.
That player is. Anyway, he plays for the Raiders, and I could have cut it shorter, but you realize what he's saying. He gets tested every day because he plays for the Raiders, so I guess I get tested every day in the NFL. And when the Las Vegas Health Department calls him, tells him he has COVID, that he's tested positive, he knows he hasn't because he just got tested every single day, including that day. And as soon as he said, no, I don't, because they backed right off. I know it's just one person, but I want you to understand COVID is being used as a vehicle to impose tyranny on America. It's being used as a vehicle to shut down our society, to tell us we must wear masks. We're only allowed to go where they tell us we can go. There is only more tyranny coming in the name of keeping us safe from COVID if we possibly are forced to surrender to a Biden administration. People, I want to close out my other point from the last segment, and then I'll go to why it matters to you. We have plenty of evidence that there was massive election fraud in this election cycle. mountains of evidence. We have affidavits. We have testimony by experts explaining how accessible the Dominion voting systems are and other electronic voting systems are. We have experts explaining it. We have inexplicable numbers of ballots racing through the machines. The evidence is there. There'll probably be more and more evidence. What we don't have, two things: a willingness to investigate these claims, a willingness on the part of people who hold the power of the decision of who becomes our next president. We don't have in those people the willingness to investigate. It is shameful and disgraceful that they are not demanding an investigation instead of waiting till the hearing wraps up and then go ahead and vote to certify the results. The people who have been elected to pursue truth and to do the certification are trying to shut this down, not paying attention. And number two, related to that, we need leaders. This entire challenging election fraud in this country is mostly being done by the Trump team and the people. The leaders of this country are embarrassingly, ridiculously, outrageously silent. It is atrocious. It is the theft of an election right before our faces. We are not surrendering. We are not giving up. You should not give up. There are many appeals still happening. It may be this ends up at the United States Supreme Court. And I understand, believe me, I hear from people all the time saying, well, my gosh, if the Supreme Court decides it, we're going to have chaos in the streets. We're going to have rioting. We're going to have, people be outraged. Understand, if I am correct, and I feel very sure I am, Trump won in a landslide. So what those ninnies are saying is, so Trump won in a landslide, but we're afraid to deal with that fact, to have the election outcome parallel the truth, which is Trump won in a landslide, and therefore should be inaugurated on January 20th. We're afraid to do that. The majority is afraid to let that happen because the violent, radical leftist minority in this country might be mad about it. I'll take it. We cannot surrender our election system. We can't surrender the investigation into what happened, even though the people who should be demanding investigations are not doing a thing about it. We, the people, have to stand with the truth and insist on it, because it's not just this election cycle. It's not just this one. If these people get away with this, the same way the Russia collusion hoaxers think they're this close to getting away with what they did to President Trump, if these people who manipulated this election cycle, if there's no accountability, if there's no investigation, if there's no truth finding, if there's no bringing the truth out for the American public to see, they will do this over and over and over again, and free and fair elections in our country will be gone. It matters that much.